when I see the sign, and there we are, we're live. Welcome to the first voting session of the Environment Transportation Committee. It is, for the record, I'm Chairman Kumar Barve. We're waiting for the Vice Chair to show up. It's Friday, January 21st, voting list number 1. And we're
29th.
It's
the 29th.
Yeah, 29th, 2021. And we're gonna skip over the ENV subcommittee bills and get to them so Dana can get here. So we're gonna go first to House Bill 70, and that's the Housing and Real Property Committee, Delegate Holmes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House Bill.
I'm sorry, Kumar, you forgot to do the vote on the.
Oh, you're right. Oh, pardon me. First order of business. It's the ordinary order of business that bills have to be reported in at least 3 days to the clerk's office. I'd like to make a motion that we set that rule aside, given the fact that because of COVID-19, we're not going to be meeting for another 2 weeks. So that's the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, it's unanimous among those present, and I see the Vice Chair has shown up. And why don't we, instead of doing House Bill 70, let's do House Bill 61. Doug Stein.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The House Bill 61 is in the same posture as House Bill 836 from last year, which passed the House. The bill requires MDE to establish and administer a statewide green business certification program. No amendments. I move the bill.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion on the bill? Yes, who said?
I did. I just wanted to know what the fiscal note would be on this.
Yeah.
No state impact. MDE is already fulfilling the bill's requirements. So no, for the state, no fiscal impact.
Thank you.
Minimal local government and small business impact.
Thank you.
Okay, any further questions or debate on the bill? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of House Bill 61 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I don't see any opposition, so we will mark that as unanimous among those present. House Bill 70, Delegate Holmes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House Bill 70 is in the same posture as last year's bill, House Bill 398, which passed the House 120 to 16. In a very brief summary, Mr. Chair, House Bill 70 is a bill that requires the Department of Housing and Community Development to give preference to applications for loans submitted under the Emergency Efficiency Homes Construction Loan Program for net zero home that used to serve for small minority-owned veteran businesses in the state. Move the bill, Mr. Chair. There are no amendments.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion or questions on this bill? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, mark that as unanimous among those present. House 111, Delegate Stein.
It's withdrawn.
Oh, you're right. Okay. House Bill 111 is withdrawn by the sponsor. House 196 is also withdrawn by the sponsor. And House Bill 381 is withdrawn. So I'd like to, I'm going to offer a motion to move unfavorable, withdrawn by sponsor on all 3 of those bills.
Second.
Can you, Mr. Chairman, can you repeat those numbers? I'm sorry.
Yeah, sure. It's House Bill 111, House Bill 196, which is Delegate Ivey's bill, and House Bill 381, Delegate Long.
Thank you.
Okay, so the motion is unfavorable, withdrawn by sponsor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Okay, any discussion on that? If not, we'll proceed to a vote. The motion is for an unfavorable motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? I don't see any. The unfavorable motion for those three bills withdrawn by sponsor as unanimous among those present. House Bill 81, unattended dogs. Delegate Gilchrist.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. House Bill 81 generally prohibits a person from leaving a dog outside and unattended for longer than 30 minutes without access to suitable shelter during extreme weather conditions. This is in the same format as last year that we passed it. Move the bill.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Okay, any discussion on House Bill 81? Okay, seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor of House Bill 81 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
No.
No.
Okay, so Delegate Otto and Delegate Wyval are opposed. Anyone else? Okay. The bill, I assume that has the number of votes since
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Delegate Wyvil's here. I thought he was excused today.
he will be.
I only have a very short window.
He
Oh.
is excused.
Oh,
He's
boy.
excused.
He's excused at some point. Okay.
I didn't
so-
want to miss the dog vote.
So you only had two nays. It was Otto and
Right.
Wyvil?
Correct,
That's right.
yes.
Okay.
Everyone
No
else,
offense,
everyone else,
Delegate Lehman.
He's
everyone
in the
else likes
doghouse.
dogs.
He's
No,
in the doghouse now.
That's right.
Oh.
Hey, by the way, how many people, Trish, how many people are absent right at this moment?
Okay, so that was my next thing. If we could do one roll call vote, just so I can see who's not here.
Okay, why don't we do you want to do this one by roll call?
Sure, and
Okay,
that would be a way of us finding, because it's really hard to see.
Okay.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
roll it.
Okay, Vice Chair,
Yes.
Holmes,
Aye.
Learman,
Aye.
Frazier Hidalgo,
Aye.
Otto,
No.
Jacobs,
Yes.
Wyvil,
No.
Ampry,
Yes.
Siliberti,
Yes.
Wells,
Yes.
Love,
Yes.
Ruth,
Yes.
Stewart,
Yes.
Lehman,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
Tarassa,
Yes.
Parrot,
Is he
No,
missing?
Parrot.
Okay.
and Boyce,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Julisi,
Yes.
Anderton,
Yes.
Gilchrist,
Yes.
Healy.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. That was a good way of finding out who's here.
And I'm voting yes as well.
Oh, yeah, I forgot Vice Chair.
Yeah. I have to say, Cornbread, I'm a little surprised you didn't yelp out a yes.
I was thinking about it, but it's been a long day, you know.
Yeah, and we are on YouTube, so.
Well, that don't bother me.
Okay, House Bill 87, Delegate Holmes.
I think that's me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Delegate Frazier Hidalgo. Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
don't scare me. Don't scare me that way.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. House Bill 87, Vehicle Law, School Bus Safety Occupancy Capacity was voted favorable out of subcommittee. HB 87 requires a school bus to be routed with the intent that the number of pupils on the bus does not exceed the manufacturer's rated seating capacity for said bus.
Yeah, I just let you.
I'm sorry?
No, that was Trish communicating with somebody. Okay, is there a second?
Second.
And there's no amendments, right?
No.
Okay. Any discussion on House Bill 87? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? The bill carries unanimously among those present. House Bill 118, Delegate Frazier Hidalgo.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House Bill 118, Vehicle Laws Injury or Death for Vulnerable Individual Penalties, was voted favorably as well. HB 118 prohibits an individual from causing a serious physical bodily injury or death to a vulnerable individual as a result of a motor vehicle accident or violation of this rule of the road specified in the Maryland Vehicle Law. The violator is guilty of the misdemeanor.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, no amendments. Any discussion on House Bill 118 before we vote? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. Oh, Delegate Jalisi, yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to know what is the penalty for that misdemeanor?
$2,000.
So no jail time, just financial penalty?
Yeah, I think so. What I have in my notes is $2,000.
Yes, that's
Well, it's a
correct.
misdemeanor. It's a misdemeanor, so there could be, depending on the cause.
Yeah,
of it.
misdemeanor can be civil or criminal.
There's no
That's why I
jail
was-
time.
Patrick, do you want to weigh in?
There's no jail time.
Is this considered as a criminal misdemeanor or a civil misdemeanor?
Criminal.
Or is
You said criminal, so
criminal? Okay, thank you.
yeah. Okay, any further discussion or questions on this bill before we proceed to a vote? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? The bill carries unanimous among those present. House Bill 164, Delegate Stein.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This bill is in the same posture as House Bill 1452 of last year, which passed the House. The bill requires MDE's Office of Recycling to promote development of markets for recycled materials and recycled products in the state as specified. No amendments. Move the bill.
Is there a
Second.
second? And this is similar to a bill we had last year, right?
Yes, it is identical.
Okay. Okay. All those in any discussion on House Bill 164? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Mr. Chairman, I had a question. What was the vote on this last year?
Welcome back. I don't know. Do you know the answer to that, Dana?
I believe it was unanimous with one member not present.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Dr. Parrott, you want to be marked in favor?
Yes, please.
Okay, so it appears to be unanimous. Any abstentions? It appears to be unanimous among those present, and Trish has her hand up. Do you have a question?
When you're finished the vote, I have to interrupt. Yeah.
Okay, so that one unanimous among those present, and okay, yeah, you want to say something?
So you have a new delegate, Ampre, and I'm not sure he understands about voting, that you have to be present for the vote. He was also asking if you could vote on 346, because he has to leave to get his vaccine.
Oh. Okay, sure. I don't have a problem with that. House Bill 340, you want me to vote 346 right now?
Yeah.
Sure. Let's go to House Bill 346, Delegate Frazier-Dalgo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. House Bill 346 was voted favorably out of subcommittee. House Bill 346 is in the same exact posture as House Bill 38 of 2020. As it passed the House, repeals the authority of the MDA to suspend the registration of a motor vehicle because the registered owner of the vehicle incurred a toll violation and failed to pay the toll and any associated civil penalties. Move the bill.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, and there are no amendments, correct?
That is correct. There are no amendments.
I have a
Okay,
question.
somebody has a question?
Yes, Delegate Wells.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Melissa.
So I just wanted to clarify, does this legislation say that if you have an unpaid toll, that potentially your registration could be suspended or not renewed? Is that the correct analysis of this legislation of what it will do?
Well, I mean, what it does is there was the bill that was passed the previous year, and there was a little mistake that was made that left this hanging out. So what it does is the registered owner of the vehicle incurring a toll or violation to pay the toll of any assisted civil penalties. So, yeah, I mean, essentially, it voids that as a possibility. Does that make sense? You want me to read?
Oh,
I can
it gets
read
rid of it. It strikes it.
Here, a motor vehicle. Let's see. If you want, I can read it for you.
Yeah,
ahead.
I'm looking at it, I think.
Do you want me?
Okay, I get your, okay, that's right. That means the bracket is to remove. Right?
Yeah. Would you like me to read the synopsis of the bill for you? I
Sure.
can just read it if you'd like. Okay.
Okay.
A motor vehicle incurs a toll when the vehicle passes through an MDTA toll facility, such as the Chesapeake Bay Bridge or Inland County Connector, but does not pay the toll using cash or an easy pass. The MDTA is required to send the registered of the motor vehicle that has incurred the toll a notice of toll due. The owner has 30 days to pay the toll amount. An owner who fails to pay the amount due is subject to a civil citation and civil penalty. The civil penalties, the amount is set by regulation and is currently $25. MDTA reduces the civil penalty amount from 50 to 125 as of July 1, 2021. There is the fiscal impact. There's no budget revenues from the Mail and Transportation Authority, so there's nothing there. And again, it's in the same posture as 38, which we passed out, I think, last year. And again, it repeals the authority of the MDA to suspend, so it appeals the authority to suspend. Is that, you good?
Yep, thank you. Sorry, I had it inverted. I was thinking it allowed suspension. Thank you.
Okay, next question, Delegate Amprey.
I had the same issue. I was trying to determine if it was reversing it or putting that in place. And thank you.
Yeah. Okay, Delegate Jalisi.
Yeah, my question was, does this apply to those tolls where there is no option for cash payment? Because I see on I-95, there are a bunch of, as you enter Maryland, there are a bunch of toll booths where you don't have an easy pass, then you're just in violation.
Yeah, so if you don't have an easy pass, you'll end up getting a bill in the mail from MVA requiring you to pay the toll.
Okay, so then would the license be suspended? Because you mentioned 2 other locations, but not specifically I-95. So is I-95 covered?
Yes, they are. I was just giving examples. Those were just examples. But
okay, thank you.
Sure.
Okay, is everybody good? Can we proceed to a vote? All right. On House Bill, what was that? 346. In favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The bill carries unanimous among the. Let's go now to House Bill 232.
We go back.
What?
Should we go back? We jumped up to that one.
Yes.
No, we jumped off to 346. I think 232 was the next one I was going to do, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, 232.
We didn't do 196, I don't think.
Or 164.
We did, yes.
We did 164.
We did
196.
196. With all the withdrawn bills were moved unfavorable.
How about 164?
Those withdrawn.
Yeah, both withdrawn by sponsor. Okay, so House Bill 232, and that would be Delegate Gilchrist.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. House Bill 232 adds a member to the Maryland Agricultural Commission. It's a member from the hemp industry. This is a bill we passed in this form last year. Move the bill.
For a second. There's a second.
Second.
Any discussion on House Bill 232? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. In favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? And Trish, I think we have a full house right now, don't we?
Yes, you do.
It's unanimous.
Thank you. But I don't have a vote tally for HB 164.
Unanimous.
It was unanimous.
Yeah, it was.
164. Yeah, it was unanimous.
We even got Parrot.
Yeah. I'm not sure he was here for that one, though.
I was here for 164.
Were you?
was. I started at 118.
Okay. All right. So it was unanimous. Okay, I'm going to move on to House Bill 250. Delegate Frazier Hidalgo.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House Bill 250. House Bill 250 is in the same posture as 1505. It was voted favorable out of subcommittee. It passed in the House in 2020, generally increases the mileage at which Class F truck vehicles and certain Class E trucks and Class E dump truck vehicles must be inspected, maintained, and repaired for preventive maintenance from a technician. Move the bill.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion on House Bill 250? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? I think we still have a full house and it's unanimous. House Bill 269, Delegate Gilchrist.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have amendments on this bill. The amendments remove the mentioning of the unclaimed property fund as a funding source, instead authorizes the governor to provide funding. The amendments also ensures that applications from historically disadvantaged urban farmers will be prioritized. The final amendment requires MDA to seek and prioritize input from urban agricultural farms. Move the amendments.
Is there a second for the amendments?
Second.
Any discussion on the amendments? Seeing none, we'll proceed.
I had a question, actually.
I have a question.
Okay, we'll take Wyval and then Holmes in that order.
So is there still a fiscal impact of 400,000, or is that up in question too as well?
Delegate Wyval?
What?
No, there shouldn't be any fiscal note on this. I'm not, are you looking at the Urban Ag Grant Program?
Yeah, there was a 400,000 fiscal note, at least. I know I was looking at last year's bill too.
That distribution was taken out of by the amendments.
All right, so there's no fiscal impact, even though letting it up to the governor to find the money?
Letting it up to the governor to find the money.
And how much money does he need to find?
That there's not an amount specified. It just authorizes that he could provide funding to the program, but it doesn't specify an amount.
Okay, so it's the governor's discretion whether he would choose to provide funding or not.
That's correct.
All right, thank you.
Delegate Holmes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And that was part of my question. Also, the other part of my question is the bill sponsor's support of the amendment. Yes? Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, we did what the bill sponsor told us to do.
I support it.
Okay.
Sponsor problem.
All those in, okay, on the amendment, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. The ayes seem to have it. The ayes have it. The bill is before us as amended. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion on the bill as amended? Seeing no discussion, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor of the amended House Bill 269 signify.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Abstention.
Delegates, right.
He's taking the rule.
The vice chair has to take the rule because
That's right.
currently he has an urban farm that he runs. Someday I'll come out there and see you in your overhauls.
Me too.
Okay, House Bill 269 passes. House Bill 293, Delegate Gilchrist.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. House Bill 293 prohibits a person from sponsoring, conducting, or participating in a contest organized in Maryland as the objective of killing a coyote, fox, or raccoon for prizes or monetary rewards. This is in this this is in the same posture as the bill we passed last year. Move the bill.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion or debate on this bill? Okay, seeing none, we'll proceed to a roll, and there's no amendments, correct?
No amendments.
Roll call.
Vice Chair?
Yes.
Holmes,
Aye.
Learman,
Aye.
I'm sorry, you got cut off.
Aye.
Fraser Hidalgo,
Aye.
Otto,
Charles,
He said aye.
you said aye? Okay.
That's what he said.
Aye.
Okay.
do you think we could just go with yes or no?
Yes.
I think yes and no are easier for Trish to hear over Zoom.
Jacobs,
Yes.
Wyval,
I guess, yes.
Delegate Ampray, I believe, left for his vaccine, so
He's excused.
Siliberti,
Yes.
Wells,
Yes.
Love,
Yes.
Ruth,
Yes.
Stewart,
Yes.
Lehman,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
Teresa,
Yes.
Parrot,
No.
Uh-oh.
Boyce,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Jalisi,
Yes.
Anderton,
Yep.
Gilchrist,
Yes.
Healy.
Yes.
Chairman votes yes. Well, I'm glad we did a roll call on that. That was you guys are always surprising me.
That's right.
House Bill 296, Delegate Fraser Hidalgo.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House Bill 296 was voted favorable out of subcommittee. House Bill 296 is in the same posture as House Bill 1191 from 2020. It passed the House, generally requires a person of age of 85 or older to appear in person at the office of the MVA in order to renew their driver's license. Move the bill.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion on this bill? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? And Trish noted Ampry is absent, excused absent. And anybody else, Trish?
No.
If you're not here, please speak up.
It's hard.
That's the oldest joke in the book, but it still works. Okay, House Bill 302, Delegate Stein.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This bill is in the same posture as House Bill 136 from last year, as passed the House. The bill establishes the State Board of On-Site Wastewater Professionals within MDE to regulate and license individuals who perform on-site wastewater services in the state. Recommendation is favorable. The vote was 6-2. Move the bill.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion.
If I could.
Sure.
So I had offered an amendment and I talked to Delegate Stein about it. I realize it's probably dead on arrival, but I do have concerns about local authority being usurped in favor of a statewide board. And my amendment had suggested that anyone who has a local plumbing board, that this law wouldn't apply, but I'm not going to present that. I'll just vote against the bill. Thank you.
Okay. All righty. Well, you know what? Let's try roll calling this one because this might have some.
Oh, yeah.
Roll call.
Okay, and also, when people leave, maybe we should have a method that they should text me. Like for instance, Delegate Wells, her camera's on, but she's not there, so I don't know whether to mark her excused or.
She's there.
Okay.
Okay.
Vice Chair Stein,
Yes.
Holmes,
Yes.
Learman,
Yes.
Fraser Hidalgo,
Yes.
Otto,
No.
Jacobs,
No.
Wyval,
No.
Amprey's still gone. Ciliberti,
No.
Wells,
Need to,
Yes.
Love,
Yes.
Ruth,
Yes.
Stewart,
Yes.
Lehman,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
Tarassa,
Yes.
Parrot,
No.
Boyce,
Yes.
Clark,
No.
Jalisi,
Yes.
Anderton,
No. No.
Gilchrist,
Yes.
Healy,
Yes.
Chairman votes
Chairman.
yes. I vote yes.
Okay. That
The
was
bill carries.
16-7, yeah.
Yeah, bill
The vote
carries.
on that, Mr. Chairman?
Trish, what's the vote on that?
16-7 and one excused.
Okay. House Bill 311, Delegate Fraser Hidalgo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. House Bill 311 was voted out of subcommittee favorably. House Bill 311 is in the same posture as House Bill 70 of the 2020 session. It passed the House, generally prohibits a vehicle facing a circular green light, a green arrow signal, or steady yellow signal from entering an intersection in the vehicle. The vehicle is unable to completely proceed through the intersection. Move the bill.
Is
I have
there
a question on
second?
this one.
Well, is there a second? Well, somebody has to second the second.
Second.
Okay, now Delegate Parrott, you have a question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My question is, how would this be enforced?
With a police officer would enforce it?
Would red light cameras also enforce it? Because they have video cameras like in the city of Frederick that could record this.
Well, I will tell you that there has to be a sign posted. So it allows a local jurisdiction to use it, but they have to post a sign before anybody at that intersection. So that's part of the enforcement mechanism, but I don't know. Patrick.
There's no video enforcement for this violation.
Yeah.
Well, at least it's not specified in the bill.
We would have to specify to allow video enforcement.
There you go.
Okay.
Any further discussion on the bill or questions? Okay, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I'm gonna go no.
Okay, who's against? Wyval,
Parrot.
Parrot, anybody else? Wyval and Parrot are opposed. Everyone else present is in favor. The bill carries. House Bill 363, Delegate Learman.
Thank you. House Bill 363 prohibits an official or employee from retaliating against an individual for reporting or participating in an investigation of a potential violation of the Maryland Public Ethics Law. The subcommittee voted favorable unanimously. Move favorable.
Second.
Okay,
Any discussion on House Bill 363?
I have a question.
Sure, go Jay.
During the hearing, I had in my notes, does this legislation address any false claims? And I didn't know if you had that discussion in the subcommittee or there were any amendments offered or whatever.
There were no amendments offered. There wasn't that, we didn't discuss that in subcommittee. If somebody were to make a false claim and that was determined, somebody could bring a claim against them saying that that was a separate violation of the ethics law, but that wouldn't address this specific instance. That would be a separate instance.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Any further questions or debate? If not, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor of House Bill 363 signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed?
opposed.
Parrott and Ciliberti are opposed. Is anyone else opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, the bill carries. House Bill 384, Delegate Holmes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House Bill 384 is in the same posture as House Bill 263, which passed 137-0 in 2020. House Bill 384 requires a mobile home park owner to provide specified notice of a sale of a mobile home park not less than 30 days prior to the date of the sale rather than 5 days after entry into a contract of sale. There are no amendments, Mr. Chair. I move the bill.
Second.
And there's a second. Any discussion on House Bill 384? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Opposed, no. Any abstentions? Okay, the bill carries unanimously among those present. House Bill 391, Delegate Stein.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The subcommittee recommendation is favorable with an amendment. As amended, this bill is very similar to House Bill 13 of last year as passed by the House. The bill prohibits, with specified exceptions, a person from knowingly and intentionally releasing or causing or organizing the release of a balloon into the atmosphere. The amendment provides an exemption for a balloon that is attached to a radio device and released by a licensed amateur radio operator. So in substance, this amendment conforms the bill to what we passed last year. So with that, I move the amendment, Mr. Chairman.
Is there a second for the amendment?
Second.
Any discussion on the amendment? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. The ayes seem to have it. The ayes have it.
No.
First is amended.
Yes.
No, this is on the
Amendment.
This is the amendment. Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Bills before us as amended. Are there any questions or is there any debate? Delegate Harrison.
No debate. I'm
Okay.
just, I'm voting no.
Okay. Any other questions or debate? Okay. All those in favor of the amended House Bill 391 signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed?
Opposed?
No.
No.
I have Parrott, Wyval, and Harrison. Is anyone else opposed? Parrott, Wyval, and Harrison are opposed. The bill carries. House Bill 399, Delegate Holmes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House Bill 399 is in the same posture as House Bill 178 of last year, which received a House vote of 134-0. House Bill 399 in its current posture, Mr. Chair, has no amendments, and the bill requires a contract of sale of a property located within certain counties to include notice regarding the advisability of contacting the Maryland Department of Environment to determine if the subject property is within a zone of dewatering influence. MDE must develop and publish on its website a searchable map of the zones of dewatering influence as identified by MDE under existing statutory provisions. I move the bill, Mr. Chair, and there are no amendments.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion on the bill before us? Seeing none.
Is this something that Delegate Wyval had similar legislation? I know he had something with dewatering a few years ago.
I don't know.
Will?
Bill?
This one's different.
He did have a bill of some
What
sort.
was the question? I'm sorry.
What's that?
I didn't hear his question.
He wanted to know.
A bill dealing with dewatering influence a few years ago.
Mine addressed more the replacement of wells and all, because if you're in a zone of dewatering influence, you're supposed to be primarily responsible for any damages to other property
Right.
without question. And we had a quarry in our county that was refuting it and going to court and all that. So my bill clarified that they were responsible for replacing that. This one deals more with sinkholes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. We'll proceed to a vote on House Bill 399. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone? Nobody's opposed. Anyone abstaining? The bill carries unanimously among those present. Announcements. Anybody have an announcement? Okay, no announcements except for me saying have a great weekend and see you bright-eyed and bushy-tailed on Tuesday, right? Yeah, Tuesday. God, I'm so happy not to have to come here Monday night. Okay. Anyway, have a great weekend. Thanks for some good